Okay, so today I am doing my July TBR, talking all the books I plan to read in the month of July 2024. Before I do, just a bit of a heads up regarding videos coming out in July. Every year I decided to, when I first started, I do dedicate the month of July to doing videos based on best and worsts when it comes to reading for the first half of the year. I am very excited about this. I can't wait to delve into it. I like doing the videos and I like having them there as a vault to go back to, years later. What did I like? What didn't I like? And all those memories. But I'm really looking forward to just the over-analyzing and planning of these videos because it's been a very interesting first half of the year. But before we can discuss the first half of the year, oddly enough, we need to go forward before we can go back. It's now time to discuss my July TBR. Now, very quick heads up, another little asterisk that we're going to put up here, which is that I've been borrowing from future months' TBRs as we've gone along, owing to DNFing that I've been doing since the month of January. And so I've decided to put a little less pressure on myself by reading what's left of my July TBR. I did decide to add one book, and we'll talk about why I've added that book in just a moment, but I will be reading significantly less in July, and I think that's a good thing for me. Time to just ease up just a little bit, but trust me, in August, I'm going right back to reading 12 books a month. Alright, let's talk about the first one. So the first book that I'll be reading in July is this book, Husband Material by Alexis Hall. This is book number 2 in the London Calling, I believe it's a trilogy, I'll just double check. Yes, London Calling trilogy. It is an adult LGBTIQ plus book, and I am really, really excited to get into this book. I read book number 1, Boyfriend Material, in September of 2021, and I absolutely loved it as a standalone. I wanted to read more from Alexis Hall. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe she didn't have any other books out at the time. I don't know. But anyway, I recently found out that she has, since that time, released 2 more books and made this a series, which is wonderful. So in the month of June, this month that I'm currently recording in, I reread Boyfriend Material and absolutely loved it. Gave it 4.5 stars. So I'm really looking forward to the sequel. I can't believe I get to read more from this world. I'm so excited. Let's have a quick look at the premise. I don't usually do this, but I'm in the mood this time round to do premises, so here we go. When tangentially and reluctantly famous Luke O'Donnell... I was going to say, that sounded too familiar. I was reading the premise of book number 1, Boyfriend Material. The premise of book number 2, Husband Material, is wanted, one very real husband, nowhere near perfect, but desperately trying his best. In Boyfriend Material, Luke and Oliver met, pretended to fall in love, fell in love for real, dealt with heartbreak and disappointment and family and friends, and somehow figured out a way to make it work. Now it seems like everyone around them is getting married, and Luke's feeling the social pressure to propose, but it'll take more than 4 weddings, a funeral, and a bowl full of special curry to get these two from I don't know what I'm going to do to I do. Good thing is Oliver is such a perfect husband material, and I just cannot wait. I am so excited. This, one day I'm going to update my male LGBTIQ plus recommendations, because this series, at least book 1, was so much fun. I am so looking forward to diving in to book number 2. So the next book that I plan to read, I don't have a physical copy of on me. I do have Husband Material. I'm holding it. I love it. One day I'm going to go back to visually filming my videos, and I'll be holding up these books naturally because I still do, even in audio form. But I don't have this next book yet, but I will have it within the first couple of days of July, so that's fine. And that is this book, Shadowland, which is book number 3 in the Immortal series by Alison Noel. This is a YA paranormal series. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting. The basic premise of book 1, well, actually, let me tell you book 1. I just found out there's a novella in this series called Eternal Flame. I never knew that, but anyway, moving right along. So here's your quick premise for book 1 in the series. After a horrible accident claims the lives of her family, 16-year-old Eva Bloom can see people's auras, hear their thoughts, and know someone's entire life story by touching them. Going out of her way to avoid human contact to suppress her abilities, she has been branded a freak at her new high school, but everything changes when she meets Damon Auguste. Damon is gorgeous, exotic, and wealthy. He's the only one who can silence the noise and random energy in her head. Wielding a magic so intense, it's as though he can peer straight into her soul. As Eva is drawn deeper into his enticing world of secrets and mystery, she's left with more questions than answers, and she has no idea just who or what he really is. The only thing she knows to be true is that she's falling deeply and helplessly in love with him. So yeah, I loved book number 1, which is Evermore. Really couldn't wait for book number 2. I enjoyed book number 2, but then book number 2 had an ending that had me a little bit on edge when it comes to getting into book number 3, because something happened. Obviously it's a spoiler, I can't say, but something happened that I feel is going to affect the remainder of the series, and if that's the case, I may not enjoy the rest of the series as much, but only time will tell. It's been a while since I read book 2, so I'm looking forward to getting back into the series and trying to complete it once and for all. And this is book 3, and this series, the Immortals series, has 6 books in it, so I'll be over halfway by the time I'm done with this one. On to my next book. I don't have this one either, but it will be arriving exactly on July the 1st, and I am very, very excited to read this book. This is a brand new book, a brand new series, a brand new author to me, and I have been saying that I'm going to read this book and potentially get into the series for a very, very, very long time. I just want to give a big shout out to my dear friend Johara, who is from the booktube channel The Witchy Reader, that is WITCHY Reader, The Witchy Reader, Johara, who has commented on so many of my videos and been a very big supporter of mine. Thank you, Johara, for all of that love. I really do appreciate it. There is a series that Johara loves, and anyone who knows Johara knows how much she loves this series, because she's constantly talking about her love for it. That love became infectious for me and made me want to start it. I've been wanting to start this series for years now. I then randomly a couple of nights ago was up at night, couldn't sleep, and I thought I should put it on my 2025 SAS list. And then I thought, because I have such a small TBR in July, why not put book number 1 on my July TBR? If I love it, then great, we definitely put it on the 2025 SAS list. So here is that book. It is called The Quest Begins. This is book number 1 in the Seekers series by Erin Hunter. It is marketed as a middle grade fantasy, and let me read the premise to you, because even though it's not the type of book I usually read, that doesn't mean I'm not enticed by the fantastically enticing premise. Here it is. Let me show you why. So, The Quest Begins by Erin Hunter, the first book in a thrilling animal fantasy series following the epic journey of 3 bears from the #1 nationally best-selling author of Warriors. Anyway, letting that go. When 3 young bears from different species, black, polar, and grizzly, are separated from their families, fate brings them together on a path that will change their lives forever. Along the way, they will face great danger, terrible tragedies, new landscapes, and situations that require all their ingenuity to survive. And I have to say, seriously, I was sold on when 3 young bears from different species, black, polar, and grizzly, are separated from their families, fate brings them together on a path that will change their lives forever. Yes, let's follow all these bears. I want to go on a journey. Can you tell how excited I am? I don't believe I've read a book that has followed an animal. Oh, actually, I've read one, but I didn't like it, but that was because of the style of that book. It wasn't your standard novel. It was more written in letter format, and I didn't like the style. But I don't think I've ever read a book where I'm literally following an animal as opposed to following a human. I have listened to the audio recording, or a summarized audio recording, I should say, of Black Beauty, and I did love that. But this just sounds really, really exciting, and Johara has said that I can talk to her about it while I'm reading, and best believe, Johara, I'm going to be talking to you while I'm reading this book. I can't wait to dive in. The next book I'm going to be reading in July is this book, Watching and Wanting by Jay Northcote. This is book number 4 in the Housemates series. It is categorized as, I don't even know. It's categorized as an adult LGBTIQ plus book. The spice level of this series as a whole is 10 out of 10. So it's literally, to give you a rough idea, I've read the first 3. This is obviously book 4. It's a 5-book series, I believe. No, it's 6. Yay! There's one more than I thought. Basically, the setup for every single book is we follow a housemate that's boarding at a university. There's many different housemates that live in this house on campus, and the whole purpose of each book is spicy interactions. However, as the series has gone along, there's been a lot more plot and character development that occurs outside of the spicy scenes, and I am lapping up this series. And heads up, I plan to read more Jay Northcote in 2025 because of just how much I love his character development and his plot development, especially as this series has moved on. It's become absolutely fantastic and really, really enjoying Jay Northcote as an author. Not going to read the premise of this one because I want to go in blind. Each book, while it is part of a series, they're more like sister books in that we follow 2 different characters, one of them being one of the housemates. So it does continue in timeline form. It's just that, you know, we're following a different story, and I don't want to give that away, but you can certainly look it up on Goodreads. It is, again, Watching and Wanting by Jay Northcote, book number 4 in the Housemates series, which is an adult LGBTIQ plus book. Oh, and this book I have. Yay! Watching and Wanting. I have that one. Yay! I feel like I don't have any other books aside from the first one and this one. But anyway, yay, I had to celebrate that. And I have the rest of the books that I'm reading too, just to make that point. The next book that I plan to read is this book, Santa, Sunrises and Suspicions, which is book number 23 in the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mystery series by Tonya Kappas, adult cozy mystery book. I am doing a buddy read on my Discord of the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mystery series, and we're reading 3 books a month because they are really, really short. To give you an idea of this particular book, it is, let's see, this one is, oh, there's a lot of recipes at the back and hacks, but not counting the recipes and the hacks, this one is 150 pages long. So yeah, they're literally novellas, and that's why we read 3 a month. If it was a standard cozy, we'd do 1, but I feel like, you know, if you read, what's 3 times 150? That would be 450, so it's not even a tome if you combine all 3 books together. But anyway, really looking forward to getting on to Santa, Surprises and Suspicions for many and varying reasons. Well, actually, I'm really looking forward to getting on to Lanterns, Lakes and Larceny, which is the next book I'm reading. I'm filming this on the 24th of June, by the way, and so I'm up to book number 21, and book number 20 was so good. I can't wait to see what happens in book 21. But anyway, I love any mention of anything to do with Christmas, and the fact that this has the word Santa on the cover has me very, very, very excited. So, looking forward to that one. The next book I plan to read, therefore, would be this book, Vistas, Vices and Valentines, which is book number 24, and how lovely that there's love hearts on the cover, and I'm just noticing the skull and crossbones on the love heart air balloon there. That's really sad. But anyway, yeah, so I love that there's the word Valentine's. That's going to be interesting. So it's more of a romancy cozy, this one. But yeah, looking forward to that one as well. Again, this is book number 24 in the Campers and Criminals Mystery Series by Tonya Kappas, and it is an adult cozy mystery. And therefore, the next book that I would read would be this one, Adventure, Abduction and Arrest, which is book number 25 in the Campers and Criminals Cozy Mystery Series by Tonya Kappas, again an adult cozy mystery. And I love the cover. I don't really take a lot of time to look at covers, I have to say, these days. I used to celebrate covers a lot. I do still have outward-facing books in my bookshelf. If you have outward-facing books in your bookshelf to celebrate the look of the cover or a memory or whatever it is, let me know in the comments below, because I love having outward-facing books in my bookshelves. But anyway, I do love this cover. It's so... I can't even think of what the word would be, but like... cozy, sweet afternoon, relaxing with a nice picture of iced tea. I don't know, it's really nice. Anyway, None of those words appeal to me, though. Adventure, abduction, arrest. We'll see how we go. But anyway, this is book number 25, and there are at least 36 books out at the moment. I'll have to double check on that. Actually, I will double check that right now. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This was the right time to look it up. As of yesterday, as I said, I'm filming this on the 24th of June, 2024. As of the 23rd of June, 2024, book number 37 came out on Kindle. Is it out in physical edition? Not yet, but it's out on Kindle. So there you go. So there's 37 books so far. So once I get to the end of the one I just said, Adventure, Abduction, and Arrest, I will have read the first 25, which will have me very close to getting towards the end, like only 12 left or something. So there you go. All right, the next book that I plan to read is this book, 5 Fall Into Adventure, which is book number 9 in the Famous 5 series by Enid Blyton. This is a middle grade classic series. I have started likening, and I hope no one takes offense to this because I love this series and I'm saying it in a positive way. I have started likening this series to like a middle grade cozy mystery series because it literally feels like a cozy mystery is going on in every book, but it's middle grade, which I've been wanting. I've been wanting to expand my horizons with cozies and find a middle grade cozy and a YA cozy because all the other ones that I know of, they're all adult. And this is perfect. If you'd like the chance to read a middle grade cozy type thing, even though it's classic, the writing is very, very easy to read because it's children's classic, then I recommend Famous 5. Anyway, I have read the minority of the books in this series. My mother purchased the full 21-book box set for me for Christmas, which I really appreciate, and my goal is to get through all of them by the time I get to the end of the year. I have not read 5 Fall Into Adventure, and therefore I'm not going to read the premise because I do want to be surprised, but I am very much looking forward to this one. I think I've only read one Famous 5 book since starting this series this year that I gave 4 stars to, and that was a Famous 5 book that in the minority that I had read before. It was a reread, that it was a little bit violent for me, so I took that from 5 to 4 stars, but the rest have been absolutely fantastic. And the final book that I plan to read is this book, 5 on a Hike Together, which is book number 10 in the Famous 5 Famous 5 series by Enid Blyton. Again, a middle grade classic, and I have not read this one either, so again, I will not be reading the premise. So let's take a quick look at that. So there are 9 books on my July TBR, where normally, as I said, I have 12. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm giving myself a lot of time to read each book. I've been very, very generous. To give you a very quick example, because I'm very transparent on this channel, Husband Material, I am giving myself a whole week to read. Even though I don't think I'll need a week to read it, I'm giving myself that time because I can afford to. But honestly, I'm also someone who doesn't like reading the same book for a long period of time. I love mixing up my reads, and so therefore, after I've passed, say, 2 or 3 days of reading a book, I want to read something else because I don't like just continually reading the same thing. But anyway, yeah, so there we go. Just very quickly going through them one more time. First book I'm going to read, Husband Material by Alexis Hall. Really looking forward to finally continuing on with what has now become a series. Then Shadowland by Alison Noel. Really intrigued to see what she's going to do at the start of book 3, given the end of book 2. We'll see how we go. The Quest Begins by, I've just forgotten the name. Forgive me, Jahara Erin Hunter is the name. And yes, really, really looking forward to beginning this series. It just sounds so much fun following these bears. Watching and Wanting, Housemates, always fun. I have no reason to think it'll let me down. Jane Northcott, really loving his, as I say, character and plot development in the later books in this series. Can't wait to get into that one. And then my 3 Campers and Criminals, and then my 2 Famous 5s. Yeah, so it's going to be a good month, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Now, again, just to confirm, in the month of August, I was going to September there. In the month of August, I have 11 books, actually, because I DNF'd the Renegade series, and I was going to read the 3rd book in the Renegade series. So there'll be 11 books in August, but in September, there will be 12. In October, there will be 12. In November, there will be 12. And I don't know how many there will be in December, but yes, I've mapped out every single month until December, where I try to focus on either rereads or Christmas reads and stuff like that, so I leave December blank. But yeah, so this is certainly going to, at least for now, be my shortest TBR for the year, but it doesn't mean that I'm not anticipating any of these reads any less, because I'm eagerly anticipating all of them for so many and varying different reasons. It has me very, very excited. Well, as I say, I am recording this on the 24th of June. I still need to get through, at the time recording, my June books, but once I do, let the July TBR begin. Do you have some books you're excited to read in the month of July? Let me know in the comments section below. I have a Discord server and would love for you to come along and join us. We talk about all different things over there, including doing buddy reads as well. So if you'd like to join us, link is in the description as per usual. If you have a moment, I would really love it if you could give this video a thumbs up. It just really helps for the channel, and it costs nothing, so I would really appreciate that. But in the meantime, I'm going to let all of you go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another, and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.